Brawlers for the NES and Nintendo Switch systems. Damn it, Nick. I'm in the middle of making my video. Alright. Anyways. So, what is Creepy Brawlers? So, Creepy Brawlers is a boxing, basically a Halloween-based, reaction-based boxing game. Now, if you guys are wondering, yes, Egyptian, yes, I do remember you. Welcome back to the page, man. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing all right. So this is, okay, how to explain Creepy Brawlers, because you guys remember this game where I made a video talking about, hey, I'll never play another, like, Punch-Out clone or something ever again. Well, Creepy Brawlers, I played Creepy Brawlers way before I made that video, so keep that in mind going through, and, let me show you some gameplay, right, of Creepy Brawlers before I really start talking. So, basically, we have two modes, Championship and Training. Championship is where you take on each of the brawlers individually in this gauntlet-like joint, and if you go down 3 times, you lose and have to restart the entire gauntlet. Alright? Training is basically every person you fight in championship mode, and if you beat them, you get to unlock them in training, so you get to practice on them all you want. Or refight them all you want. So that's basically what championship and training is. Very simple premise. Very simple stuff, right? So, I remember buying this game because I was like, this is just Punch-Out, but Halloween, right? So, let me try this out. And keep this in mind. When creating, or when seeing Creepy Brawlers, I was going through something, right? I would say, basically, I still go through it to this day. Craving, like, a Punch-Out-like experience. And basically, I remember buying Creepy Brawlers like so long ago because of that fact. Like, I bought it simply because I wanted to scratch an itch I have for the Punch-Out series, because as you guys know, I love the Punch-Out series to death. I love the Super Nintendo version. I love the NES version. You guys know I've made so many of my experiences back in 2024 off of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out and its many ROM hacks. It's insane. And then don't even get me started with my love for Punch-Out for the Wii. Like, dude, I've made so many videos on that. Like, it's not even funny. So, when buying Creepy Brawlers for the Nintendo Switch, because it's, you know, I don't think there's a physical edition of Creepy Brawlers. When buying it, I remember I bought it so it can, like, kind of, sort of, pseudo scratch that itch I have for Punch-Out. Because you guys know, I want more Punch-Out games all the time. Yo, what the heck is this? This is a Creepy Brawlers review. I'm reviewing a video game called Creepy Brawlers and talking about it, basically. And you guys know I want the experience. You guys know I want the Punch-Out-like experience. So when playing this game and booting it up, this is what I got, right? And shout out to the development team for actually putting this on an NES cartridge. Alright. But anyways. So we start off with a zombie. You can review the tutorial or not review the tutorial. Alright. Of the fight. Bro, this is so annoying. I don't like to watch this. Then leave. Another thing I find annoying, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit. I don't care if everyone likes the video. I don't like the video. What the heck is that? If you don't like the video, leave. It's simple as fuck. But anyways, so basically A, B, left, right. I think this is back, this game was back in 2017. That's crazy. I think he played it in 2017. But anyways, so this is the spooky era of things. And this zombie character, okay. How about that shit? Alright, but anyways, so this zombie guy is basically kind of like Glass Joe in a way, where basically he's just like a big old punching bag for the player. honestly, I didn't struggle with him that much. Is this Punch-Out? Basically, yes, but, like, it's kind of like a Halloween-themed, like, version of it. Or not like, it's not a ROM hack, but it's like a Halloween kind of sort of clone knockoff of it. And I remember when I fought the zombie and got used to its moves and the way it looks and everything, I'm not gonna lie, like, I won't lie, right? To me, at first, I thought this was one of the best purchases I ever made on my Nintendo Switch, and this game was cheap. This game was going for like $5, $6, $7, $8. Look, I'm 38 and played Punch-Out as a kid. Hey, Trippy, you played Punch-Out as a kid? Damn, that must have been fun. Must have been really fun. But, what is it? I just remember thinking it was the coolest purchase, but after I beat the zombie, and then I was fighting the bride, and then I fought the devil, I realized NES, yeah, the NES version of Punch-Out. So Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, or like the redo version of Punch-Out for NES, where they took out Mike Tyson and put in Mr. Dream. You played either one of those two versions, dude. That must have been fun fighting up against Glass Joe. I would do that any day and play this shit again, but I remember I thought it was one of the best purchases I made because I was like, Punch-Out but Halloween characters? This is cool. This is awesome. This is dope. I ended up feeling extremely about it. I went about this shit feeling extremely, like, after a while, I felt like, I don't know how to say it. I felt like sort of like, oh man, I sort of kind of regret this purchase because I didn't buy this because I was entertained or I wanted to see what type of game this was. I bought it out of wanting a new Punch-Out game, and I have to settle for clones, or I have to settle for fake-ass Punch-Outs, or I have to settle for things. And I remember when my brother saw it, I could probably look right now, but when I got it, it was like $7, $8. I think it's like around $10, like, usually. I'll have to look into that sometime in the future, but it's not like super expensive. And again, for those who like this game, because I see that this game does have some sort of community, I think it's like $10, like $5, $10, $15. So it's not that bad. Trippy, it's not that bad in terms of price. At least I think so, to my knowledge. This isn't like, you know, concrete information. This is like just me going off of shit. But just what I think is the price. Because I know I didn't spend like $20 on this. I remember I just got it on deal like forever ago. But anyway, so after like fighting the devil, the third opponent in this game, I remember I kind of regretted this purchase for a long time and just kind of threw it in the back burner. And I remember like hearing Chris's thoughts about this purchase. And he was telling me that, you know, Alan, this is sad, this is pathetic, or not pathetic, but this is sad, dude. Like, why are you playing another, like, Punch-Out clone, like, all the time? And yes, Nick, I got your message. It was right as my video started, so I did see that. But I remember Louis was like, dude, this man is coping. This man is coping, bro. You gotta stop playing this shit. You gotta stop playing all these Punch-Out clones, because you're playing so many of them. And keep this in mind, I love the series so much, I'm willing to go down this path. I'm willing to, you know, I'm willing to fucking, you know, find, like, really good Punch-Out clones. You know, and I know, of course, Punch-Out is the OG of this style of gameplay, but, you know, as a fan of Punch-Out that has played every single game, you gotta understand, somebody after playing, like, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, the Wii version, the Super Nintendo version, so many times, you're just kind of looking for, like, that same experience. And since Nintendo isn't providing that same experience, you go over to other people, like on websites online, like through Scratch, or you buy games like Creepy Brawlers, because you're not getting that, you know, you're not getting that itch scratched by Nintendo for saying, here's a new Punch-Out. So it's like, I have to settle for all these clones, or I have to settle for all these fake Punch-Outs. And I remember, like, even kind of sort of getting back into this, like, way later, because I was like, you know what, I want to give this game another chance. And I honestly thought it was like, by the way, you're drippy as fuck. Thanks, appreciate it. But yeah, I thought fighting the bride would be fun. I mean, it was fun figuring out her attacks and her timing and stuff. But I remember like the devil. I think the devil was the one that kind of effed me up the most. And by the way, if you lose in any of these like little mini circuits, you have to restart the entire circuit from scratch. So basically, it again, if you lose this circuit on anyone before you finish it up, I think you go all the way back to the very beginning. And I remember I really hated that. And also, I ain't gonna lie, like, a part of me has issues with this game in terms of, like, timing my attacks, timing my hits, because it doesn't just feel right whenever I'm trying to time when do I dodge a punch, when do I dodge, like, his special move. Like, only a few special moves I feel like in the entire game feel like they're appropriate and acceptable to dodge. I don't know. I just feel like Punch-Out for the Punch-Out for the NES does a way better job at being like a game that you can see coming. I don't know, it's just more interesting and the sprites are better detailed and done better. This just like I remember I was judging it really hard because I've seen some really good ROM hacks and fan games of Punch Out that done a better job than Creepy Brawlers does. And keep this in mind, Creepy Brawlers, the thing I'm going to give it is it's built from the ground up, I think. You know, it isn't just built off of what ROM hacks are able to do, where they just use assets from the original game or just use what limited space the original game had to make something out of it, right? To make something or try to attempt to make something new out of it, right? That's basically what Punch-Out ROM hacks are, in a way, unless they go out of their way and completely change it for the better or for the worse or something, you know what I mean? That's what a lot of ROM hacks do. And I'll give Creepy Brawlers this for giving it itself its own unique art style, its own unique fights, because these aren't clones. And by the way, if you're going to go into Creepy Brawlers, these guys are not clones of Glass Joe, Von Kaiser, Piston Hurricane, you know, all those guys, King Hippo, Soda Popinski, Mr. Sandman. None of these guys are clones from any Punch-Out games. They have completely unique movesets to them and unique looks and personality. It's a whole thing over here with Creepy Brawlers. And again, it's not the worst Punch-Out clone I ever played, but it's one of those Punch-Out clones that I really bought out of like a necessity, out of a need for wanting to play Punch-Out again, because Nintendo, again, isn't providing me with a Punch-Out game that I could actually sit and play. Other than like Super Punch-Out and Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. And don't get me wrong, those are phenomenal games. But it's like, I want more. I want a new one for the fucking Switch 2 or the Switch 1 or something. I would love if we got something new for the Punch-Out series. It's been over 10 years. I would love something new. And that's what I thought Creepy Brawlers was going to be for me. But no, it's like, I remember my brother told me, stop coping, stop playing this shit. Dude, it's getting really sad, it's getting pathetic that you keep playing these Punch-Out clones thinking it's going to give you a similar vibe or a similar experience. Now, there are some really good Punch-Out ROM hacks that did give me a similar experience. And there's also a lot of Punch-Out Scratch games that gave me a really good vibe. But, I don't know, for some reason, you know, when I play this game and I think of it as, you know, something, I feel the need to just keep on talking about, like, what this game did for me. I mean, and there was a small period of time where I was trying to learn, like, the devil's whole boss fight. And to be honest, after I tried to figure it out, it was fun. But, like, a part of me, every time I try to boot this game back up, I can't, like, stick with it in a way. I can't stick with it. It's always, like, I whip it up. I get a little inspired. I play the Punch-Out music, you know, the usual Punch-Out music. Like, my favorite Punch-Out being, like, you know, if Punch-Out had lyrics, or I put on, like, the original Wii or NES soundtrack or Super Punch-Out soundtrack, and I get inspired. I start playing the game a little bit more. I invest my time into it. It's a whole thing. And also, I fought Wolfman. I think Wolfman was like the last opponent I ever fought in the game before I just kind of decided to quit. Because I remember I beat the Devil, which took a while. And then Beastman is just so damn big, he, like, confuses the fuck out of me with his moveset. It's a whole thing right here. And it's the way he punches and uppercuts, it's a whole thing. And also, just like NES, there's tons of rematches in this game, and it's a whole thing. But, hey, I just want to let y'all know, if you guys enjoy this, you guys can enjoy this. But me, I have to settle for my limits, man, in terms of this game. I have to accept the fact, and I've already accepted it, that this game, for me anyway, not for you, but for me, as someone who loves the Punch-Out series for more than 2 years, and, you know, has been through a lot of shit with the series, I don't know if any series, any type of fake-ass Punch-Out clone could really, like, measure up to my love for, like, the real deal. And you know what? I got to admit, Creepy Brawlers, if you look up gameplay and see it for yourself, you can see that it's like, that's a massive coping mechanism you got there, Alan. And honestly, I regret spending the $7 or $8 on this game when it could have been, because nowadays I try my best not to replay so much, because every time I notice when I replay a game, you know, so much, I love it so much, I start loving it so much, I start to hate it, you know, and I start to dread the experience, you know. So that's why I try my best not to play like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out so much anymore, because I think I'm slowly fade. The love from that game is slowly fading. Super Punch-Out I still love to death, but it's like, you know, because of me playing all those other games for so many times, I'm not tired of Wii, though. I think it's because of its overall look and aesthetic. I'm not tired of Wii, and there's a lot of content in Punch-Out Wii in comparison to the other ones, but I digress, right? If you want to play Creepy Brawlers, you can play the NES version on its own original cartridge over there. I don't know how pricey it is. It might be way more expensive to buy Creepy Brawlers for the NES than just getting a simple Switch digital license or physical cartridge of Creepy Brawlers if you really want to play it. And for those that love Creepy Brawlers and say, hey, it's one of the best Punch-Out clones we've ever received, I'm glad you can feel different from me, but for me, this just feels like a massive coping mechanism that I've made for myself. Or this feels like I don't know, it just feels wrong playing it. Like, you know, and even after I tried giving it a second chance, it still felt bad for me to play. It didn't feel good. It didn't feel good that I was still wasting my time playing this game when I could play Mike Tyson's Punch-Out and probably get a better result. And also, the sprite animation to me kind of feels a little bit at times. I felt like it could have been more polished. Music could have been way more interesting. It is kind of boring, mundane in terms of music, and the gameplay is just Punch-Out. So I'm like, I don't hate the gameplay too much, but I hate how not fluid everything is, or how the animation sprites even look, because they don't even look all that good, in my opinion. Like, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out looks way better sprite-wise and animation-wise. It looks way more fluid than Creepy Brawlers does. And I know I'm getting on a game that tried to build off from Punch-Out from the ground up and everything, but it's just my opinion. It's just how I feel about the game. And all those feelings combined, right, makes me go like, I kind of need to take this off my Nintendo Switch. I don't think I want to invest in this anymore. I can play Punch-Out scratch games that are more interesting than that. You know what I'm saying? That are more interesting than this. And let me know what you guys think about me playing Creepy Brawlers down below in the comments, if you guys are watching. And yeah, guys, like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share the video with your friends. Let them know to either give this shit a shot or just don't even bother. And look, for those that love playing Punch-Out clones, I get it. You know, you need a game to scratch that itch. And if you're just like me, that clone/fan games don't work out for you, I highly recommend Punch-Out scratch games, because they'll at least give you like a little bit more of that closer feeling to Punch-Out than like Creepy Brawlers and maybe some other fan-made website, you know, budget Punch-Out looking video games, okay? Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share the video with your friends. God bless you all. Hope you guys all have a great day. I know I said like and subscribe 2 times, but, you know, I'm just... Yeah, Creepy Brawlers is really in my fucking head now, but, you know, I'm glad I had this little arc in my life just so I could tell you guys that, either give this a shot or just don't even bother. Just play the original series of Punch-Out. Don't be like me and fall for Punch-Out clones that aren't even, like, up to snuff, you know, in terms of the feeling of Punch-Out, you know. But anyways, bye-bye. And keep it clean, boxers. Keep it clean out there. Keep it clean. Very clean.